Scorpio, are you leaving a trail of broken hearts? Find out more in this week's reading. Hi Scorpio, welcome back. So Scorpio, this is going to be your reading for the week of April 14th. Scorpio, I did it a little bit different this time. I already have all of the cards out to cut down on the shuffling. So let me know if you like this format better. Give me your feedback, please. So let's go ahead and get started. Overall energy for the week is abundance, Ace of Pentacles. So some of you are definitely having some new opportunities come available to you this week, whether that be in love or finances. So we'll see how that continues on in the reading. Now, I'm going to give the general energies first, and then I'll break it down into a couple different groups of how this may resonate with you this week, okay? So overall energies, recent past. You have here the Devil, the Three of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. So I do feel like, this has been showing up in your reading, Scorpio, that some of you are definitely dealing with a third-party situation, but that's not all of you. But I feel like on an energetic level, it's this want and need to reconcile those emotions within yourself, if nothing else. Okay, so I feel like whether or not you're dealing with this relationship issue that keeps showing up in your readings, I feel like the desire is to like break old habits so that you can be more financially secure, but also so that you can feel more secure and stable with where you're at, period. Like I said, on an emotional level, reconciling those feelings, coming to terms is something else that popped into my mind. So I feel like some of you are coming to terms with a situation that was toxic for you, or a partnership. So we'll see. Now, coming into this week, that's what I was just talking about, balancing yourself out emotionally. But then you have the Tower here, and then the Five of Pentacles. So, Scorpio, not the greatest start to the week. But I feel like, remember what I was talking about? I feel like there's like a reconciliation going on internally, within your temperament, within your emotions, with how you deal with things. Okay, but I feel like this week, Scorpio, there might be some instability there, okay? So you might be sinking back at times into the prior energy, which is, this can be addictions, this can be obsessions, this can be a toxic person that you're dealing with. But as an energy, it's a very unstable energy for you. And you've been working really hard, I feel, to stabilize that over the past, I don't know, I would say the past week, a few weeks or so, trying to get a hold of that, you see how different those energies are. But I feel like this upcoming week, it's going to take a lot of strength to do that. Some of you are just feeling lack. It could be tangible lack. You might literally, having a hard time in the financial sector, but not all of you. Some of you, this is just like a lackluster type of mentality, or seeing what's lacking as opposed to what you have, and needing the strength to not sink back into that mind frame, okay? If it's not actual finances. Because at the end of the week, you have the Ten of Pentacles, followed by the Seven of Swords, and then the Knight of Wands. So that's an interesting energy as well. I feel like, yeah, so at the end of the week, there is a grounding. Listen, if you are having actual difficulty with money, I feel like the bounce back game is pretty good this week. You know what I'm saying? You're going from the 5 to the 10. So I feel like if you feel like you're not going to have enough, even if it's not, say if it's not finances, you just feel like you don't have enough, like you're emotionally in that spot where you're just seeing what you're lacking and what you don't have. I feel like you're going to bounce out of that energy pretty fast towards the end of the week. But then you have the Seven of Swords here and the Knight of Wands. So this is an unstable energy. It's unstable energy. So you're like a pogo stick right now, you know, like this boing, boing, boing. Up, down, up, down, up, down. What in the world? So I do feel like towards the end of the week, you know, there's definite deception going on here, okay? There is a back and forth energy here. So I feel like there's two different distinctive groups here. Some of you, this is career. Some of you, it's relationship. So I'm going to go ahead and break it down at this point. And you might be in all of the groups. Life is complex. You could be in more than one or just one of the groups. So choose what resonates. Scorpio. If this is finances, okay, career, home. If you don't work, then your home environment, all right? I just feel like there might be some instability there this week, most definitely. Watch the partying, watch the drinking. If you are someone who, you know, indulges. And I feel like if you're not, then this probably reading is not for you, because there's definitely someone who indulges here. Like, watch that. You know what I'm saying? Because it might be draining you financially. It causes instability within your family life or your finances. These toxic behaviors, these addictions, these whatever this means for you. Not everybody is it like smoking, drinking, whatever. Some of you, it's just behavior traits or shopping or, you know, name it. People have all different types of addictions, okay? I feel like, though, you're trying to balance things out, but there's instability here. Some of you, you're going to recover financially, but by the end of the week, I see here, but not quite like on the up and up. Okay, some of you might literally be getting money like under the table or stealing. Not all of you, and don't get mad at me if that ain't you, but somebody here is, okay? If you're not in that group, I just feel like you may like reconcile the financial family situation by the end of the week, but not really. It's kind of like a cover up. Like, it's like putting a Band-Aid on a bullet hole. You know what I'm saying? Wow, that was really dark. I would never usually say anything like that. Scorpio. Sorry. That's what came out of my mouth. So, yeah. Some of you need to look for other job opportunities. Like, for some of you, this might not be you. This might be someone in your work environment that's like this. And yet, you know, like the work environment is so unstable that it's like you don't know if you're coming or going. Okay, and some of you might be literally looking at new job opportunities this week that are more stable. That will more than likely lead to this, because I don't feel like where you're at right now is necessarily going to do that. Okay. So that's the first group. Second group. Whew. If this is relationships, if this is love, I just feel like there's a lot of instability here this week. Okay. I feel like one of you, somebody in the partnership has a codependent issue here. Whether that's a codependency on substances or a codependency on the relationship partner. You know what I'm saying? Like, in order for, I feel like, Scorpio, in order for this person or you to feel confident, to feel stable, like you need, or feel like you need a partner to fill that gap. Nobody, if this is you, no one walking this earth can fill that gap, because you shouldn't need a partner to make yourself feel like that. You should be able to make yourself feel like that independently. It's called self-love. All right, if you are in that group. And I feel like some of you are, you know, you like partner hop, or you go from one relationship to the next relationship to the next relationship to the next relationship. Well, what happens is if you're not over the prior partner and you jump into the next relationship and then that ends badly and you're not quite over them yet, and then you jump into another relationship to like put a band-aid over a bullet hole. That's what I said earlier. That creates so much negative karma, because in the midst of you, or if someone's doing this to you, them trying to fill that gap by shoving another person in to that place, you're leaving also a long trail of broken hearts, including breaking your own. So, you know, it's like you keep getting smacked with the repercussions of what happens when you partner hop. So it's like, you know, you don't allow yourself enough time to heal before you're already in another relationship. Well, the person that you left in a mess, the last relationship, they're still trying to cope with it. But now it's like you've already moved on before you coped with it. And then it causes all of these like, what's the word? Oh my gosh. My brain's not working. It causes all of these like open-ended endings. You know what I'm saying? Like not having closure ever. Not giving closure. And that creates this. The devil energy. So that was a long tangent. That was definitely for someone. And Scorpio, if you're not the one doing this, I don't care. Don't put it in my comments. Then you might be dealing with someone who's doing this to you, okay? Or this might not be your group. But I feel like for a lot of you that's pulled to watch this, this is what's going on here. And so why do I say all of that? Well, it keeps causing instability. That's why I say it. It's causing more instability this week. And why is that? Because Scorpio, you have taken action. You have moved forward. And I feel like the majority of you, it was right into another relationship or commitment. If you're in this group. But yet, the Seven of Swords is here. The Nine of Swords is here. The Page of Swords is here. This is someone withholding the truth, watching from afar, stressed out, not revealing everything. And so it causes a lot of inner instability here. I have the Page of Swords out twice, and the Two of Wands. So, I see that energy continuing to go in and out, and you know what? It's going to continue to do that. If you're in this group and you're not telling the full truth, or you're not communicating, or you're behaving like that. If you're with a partner like that, it's going to continue like that for them. It's going to continue to cause this feeling of being detached, left out in the cold, unstable, turning to addictions to cope for some of you. Looking back on regrets, losses. Okay. So that's group 2. There needs to be a balancing of that. The only way to balance that is to stop that behavior. So if you've already jumped into a new relationship, then commit to that relationship, I guess. Or if you haven't yet, then there's a need to stop and pause and commit to yourself first. For group 3, because certainly not all of you are doing that. You know, there's high vibrating Scorpios, there's low vibrating Scorpios. You have to be somewhat self-aware to know where you're at in these readings, okay? So if that's not you, then group 3 might be for you. So group 3. I feel like if you're not in that situation, I do feel like you're trying to leave some toxic behaviors behind, so that you can be more grounded. I definitely see potential here within the love life, particularly if you've been working on that inner work. So some of you have surpassed group 2, like you've learned that lesson, you have balanced that behavior out, and now you're moving into a much more stable energy within yourself and or a stable partnership because you've done that inner work, okay? But this week there still might be I guess, you know, still some in and out energy. Although overall, I feel like things look pretty balanced here. I feel like some of you have made the decision to cut out also a toxic person from your life that put you in that lack mentality that I discussed earlier in the reading. That made you question like your self-worth even. You know? And there's a sense of wanting to regain that confidence, regain that, you know, remember who you are. If you're a high vibrating Scorpio, then you know that you bounce back better than any other zodiac sign out there, right? They don't call you the Phoenix Rising for nothing. Bounce back. Some of you are doing that. Good for you. That's group 3. So, let me tell you the zodiac signs I have here. I have Capricorn, Leo, another Scorpio, possibly like yourself, Air, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, possibly Pisces, Cancer are the primary zodiac signs I'm seeing. But that could just be the energy you're holding this week. So if it resonates, terrific. I wish you all the very best till next time. Namaste. Bye.